You know, I just can't stay away from some form of grinding, apparently, for very long. We're back out here on Te Awaroa, and we're going to chase some Fallow deer, see if we can get a gold rare. Now, we actually have 2 gold albinos from this grind. The problem is, you know, we're kind of after variety, so I want to get a piebald or a melanistic. Anyway, how's you guys' Monday going? Hopefully going good. You should hunt them with a shotgun. I'll tell you what did we hunt on Friday's stream? It was meant to be turkeys over on Silver Ridge Peaks. And we got stuck with no sights, and if I'm not mistaken, a weapon change. Or no, it was no sights twice, actually. I think we'll stick with the 308 today. The Devil, thank you for the super chat, by the way. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Stream just started at you, just getting going. Weird echo from... Oh, hold on. Kyla's mic's on, too. I gotta stand up. She's not in here. Just realized I could have done that without getting up, but it's fine. Did I Yeah, I had to restart my PC. It always turns Kyla's mic back on. You're a bean, mistress. A syrup bean. Yeah, I was echoing with the spare mic. Quite honestly, there's no reason to have it on. Like, I should just disable it and then re-enable on the occasional time that we actually use it. That's better. Good. Yeah, that was, whoops. I didn't even notice. I thought it was you going crazy. I mean, you know, it's possible. It happens. A syrup bean? It's like a coffee bean, but, you know, less bitter. Day's been good, goat. Got up pretty early with the puppy, because she wakes me up early about the time the sun rises. Well, you know, once it gets light out, not when the sun rises, but got some work done on the meat hunter stuff. It's really coming along. We're getting close to having that ready for airing this summer on WoW TV. Then I went fishing. Caught actually the biggest fish I've caught so far out of this creek. It was still just like a, I don't know, 9 or 10 inch. I forget what Psycho said it was, a horny head chub or something like that. Unfortunate name, frankly. But first one I caught with a lure out of the creek, so that was cool. And yeah, little classic video. Recorded that for tomorrow. Quite excited about that one. Probably one of the best classic hunts I've had in quite some time, and now we're here. Been a productive day. The Devil, thank you again for the super chat. Random tips for bow hunting small game. So I guess we're talking like more... Oh, I got a good one for you, actually. Probably rabbits, right? Because unless you're trying to bow hunt ducks and geese and such, I assume you're looking more at rabbits and maybe raccoons. So I don't know what correlates to what here. There is a... Is it a skill? I think it's a skill. Under ambusher, where is it? I will find it. This one. It's called Who's Deer, so it adds a random chance of attracting a species that is not usually attracted by a particular color. And then level 2 is adding a chance of eliciting a vocal response. So when white-tailed jackrabbits came out over on Layton Lakes, the grunt caller worked really well, and you could call them in. And it's actually rather important, regardless of whether you're bow hunting or not, sometimes to call them out of the brush. But especially to get them in bow range, it is quite useful for that. So that might be a good one. Other than that, high-tech weapon pack, or high-tech equipment pack as it's called, and the range finding site might help you out to kind of pinpoint those shots. It's not something I do a whole lot of, so I don't have a ton of insight, but I hope that helps. I know, mistress. It's not a good name for a fish. None of the particular words are good. Don't think you'll do as well as you did on Friday. Friday was pretty good. If you guys didn't catch the Twitch stream, I'm sure the individual kill will make it into maybe a video this week, because it was that rare. But at the very least, it'll be in the montage at the end of the month. A albino bighorn. Not a gold, unfortunately, but it was a ram, which is the first time we've had that. I've discovered that water buffalo aren't as aggressive as Cape buffalo. I would have said the opposite, actually. I've always felt that water buffalo are more aggressive. It might be the areas that you hunt them in, though. Because, like, a lot of the lakes on Virunga can allow you to shoot the Cape buffalo from across, and you never really have that aggression encounter. Whereas the water buffalo, just often you're close enough to them to alert them and spook them. How many diamonds do you have? That is a fantastic question that I do not know the answer to. 883. Was it not 889 recently? Are my numbers going backwards? Maybe it was 879. Either way, the shown number of 1100 plus is incorrect. The Bloodhound update about a year ago, a little over a year ago, kind of messed stuff up. I know what the number is supposed to be. It's exactly 300 lower than what it shows, but, or it should be 300 lower than what it shows. I seem to be remembering a different number, but, yeah, the goals were being counted as diamonds for a while there, and that's why it's all off. Big mail. Oh, my HUD's off. Sometimes making thumbnails causes such things. When I was making the thumbnail for yesterday's video, basically, you know, it allows you to get a cleaner screenshot if you turn off the HUD for the weapons. My horrible day had been revived. What's going on, Ben? Hope things are turning around for you. Horrible days just not sounding good. Show your perks. I can do that. If you want a more lengthy look, you can go to my Discord. I always forget exactly. I think it's the command is like call the wild perks or COTW perks, and it's screenshots of all these. I believe they're the exact same in those screenshots as they are now. No HUD? Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Totally forgot. Do you play on 90 FOV? I play on the standard, default, whatever you want to call it, which I believe is 60. Yeah. Anything really above 60, probably like 65 wouldn't bug me, but start to get much higher than that, I get a headache really quick. I don't know why. It's too much, I guess, from my eyes. Dylan, thank you for the super chat. Best place for hunting moose, in your opinion? Reserve-wise, I'd go Layton Lakes. Balmont is just loaded. There's so many moose in Balmont. Up through Willowpeg and stuff. High Lake, you get a bunch of them, but Balmont is far and away the best, like, specific area to go after moose. Are we going to talk about the pronghorn, or do we just leave it in the dust? We can talk about that. That was a, you know, Twitch is a little less visible than YouTube, generally speaking, so a lot of people won't know. I mentioned in whatever day's video that we hunted SRP, I don't remember exactly when that was, but I mentioned wanting a diamond dark pronghorn, and a level 5 dark fur type pronghorn showed up during Friday's Twitch stream. I didn't know it. Shot it at like 100 meters open sights with, I don't even know what weapon I had, the 7mm I think, so that big bulky front sight. Dropped it in its tracks. It turned out to be a vertebrae hit, so would have ruined it if not for the fact that it was a troll anyway. Slow mode is on. Big clutch. Holy. How's your bird watching going today? You find any more? Can you show me good spots for Te Awaroa? Te, like any other map, the lakes are, or I should say the water, because this is more of like a river situation. That's where most of the animals are. I would say the Puke Lakes, as they're kind of affectionately referred to as, top right lake, and along the river, especially on the western half, or eastern half rather, are very good. Western half's good for Sika deer. It's snowing in my house. We've been getting snow. When is it? Sunday? When's it supposed to snow again? You mentioned sometime soon.
Sunday.
Excellent. Really was missing the Sunday stream yesterday. Yet, I'd like to bring back Sunday streams with Farming Sim. I'm kind of considering, not so much for turkey season because it's not quite the same, but at least for like the fall, starting with archery and going through rifle. I might just do like a different stream schedule, because the way that I try to, you know, plan things out is to be able to do the streams throughout the entire year. So the Wednesday stream being moved to the time it was to allow some streams to happen during hunting season and stuff like that. But I might just kind of implement a hunting season schedule or something like that that is probably only the Monday and Friday streams, or maybe change the times of the Monday and Friday streams to make those days more huntable too. And that would make it easier to bring back Sunday streams where I don't have to worry about that being like the, you know, the one day that I'm not hunting most of the year. The Devil, thank you again for the super chat and the sticker. I appreciate that. Did I tell you about the turkeys I saw on the way home from that meeting? No. What on earth? Do you do any shed hunting? Yeah, specifically shed hunting and not shed finding. I can't. I found a deadhead this year. Deadheads generally refer to like a buck. I also found like a doe skull. Found like half a dozen dead ducks, but there's someone local that has a bunch of ducks and they're like tame ducks, so their wings are clipped, and it just makes it Free food for a coyote, more or less. Can't find an actual shed, though. Thinking about getting the AR pack, is it worth it? If you do any kind of grinding, whether it be fallow deer, red deer, whitetail, any of those medium-sized game, the 308 is so good, it makes the weapon pack worth it just for that. The 223 is a fun gun to hunt with. I actually have it today. Should a feral goat or chamois need smoked. And the 22 is good, it's just that I think the 22 Byron's actually better. Found 2 fawn skulls at my grandma's. That's unfortunate. Side by side or something like that. I hope not. It must be, Will. I need to get out a little bit earlier in the mornings and go and listen and see if they're talking at all here. I know there are at least 6, I'm just going to call them males, in one flock, because I had a picture on the trail camera. 3 of them are Jake's. The other 3 weren't on camera. I know they were all there that day. I physically saw them with my own eyes, but only 3 of them were on the camera. So I don't know if there's any mature ones or what the situation is, but I have not seen any such strutting behavior. What's up, Mel? Same as the 22 pistol, seems to shoot a bit high. I haven't noticed that yet, but I really haven't messed with it too much. Fan, am I saying that right? I hope so. Best spot for Sika and pigs. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. So I would say best for pigs is probably up here in the top right. If you go during their drink time, 3 to 6:30, I think, or 3 to 6, it's really good. And then also down here on the coast where we are for fallow deer right now, often called like the lighthouse run, going down towards the lighthouse. Really, really good for the feral pigs. As for Sika deer, they're all on the west side. This like swampy river chunk is pretty good. And then this particular lake and these 3 lakes. That's honestly just about the only places you'll find Sika. They're pretty limited, I guess, on their range. That wing home cam, you got the one that has sound? Wait. That wing home cam, you got the one that has sound. I really want to get a vid of Turkey's Goblin where you can actually hear it. Yeah, the wing home's the one that's got sound, yeah. It's the only one that's got sound. All the stealth cams do not. What, again, I have been talking about the wing home cameras a bit on stream, and I'll say this again. They're not the, you know, the Reconics or the Cuddyback or whatever where you recognize the name of it, but it's a darn good trail camera. I had a review of it. They sent the camera for free for me to review, and it's the camera that got the video of my buck that I ended up shooting. It's got quite good pickup range and stuff, and it was very inexpensive, and it's still not like over the top expensive, but their price has gone up quite good, which I assume means they understand that they have quite a good product there. What guns? Oh, like what calibers? I thought you meant. When you said hat calibers, you threw me off. Dylan, thanks for the super chat again. My grandpa found a small moose shed last year. See, that's like a dream of mine. Moose sheds, elk sheds. It's tough though, like, I know people do it, but is it state forest? You're not supposed to, like, disturb anything, so you're not supposed to take sheds? I think game lands you can. There are elk in PA, there are most certainly no moose in PA, so that one's going to be tough for me to accomplish. The M1 is a fun weapon. I miss the M1 in some ways. One of the things I do struggle with the 308, and we're about to waste a little ammo here, but when it gets to the last shot there, it doesn't sound any different than the other 4, so I'm left here clicking. Whereas the M1, you get that ping when you fire that last round, and you know you just fired the last round, so it's time to reload and not waste your time trying to get on target for another shot when you don't have anything loaded. Muskrats. Speaking of muskrats, I've been seeing rats in the creek. I'ma smoke them. Is the 7mm worth it? It's probably the most worth it base game weapon there is. And yes, Brody, I do. No mooses for you? I know. Small male out here. You still seeing that no cover from bushes bug? Is that a bug? I just assumed it was particular, like, bushes on Mississippi didn't grant cover or whatever. I've always struggled with it, Bottom Boy, to find any sheds. There was one year, I couldn't have been like 12 or 13, I found 3 sheds, one really nice 4-point shed, one really small 4-point shed, and a spike shed. I haven't found a shed since. 3 in 1 year and then never again. I don't know why that happened. And I've put in quite a few hours here, and you know, I've got videos of bucks with no antlers crossing the creek, and I know where they're coming from, so I would think I could go and find where they're bedding, but that's not where they drop their antlers, I guess. What's going on, Grayson? I live in Canada, is this case Saskatchewan? I'm almost sure it is. So I found lots of sheds everywhere. That's awesome, man. I'd love to, you know, do some antler-related, call it like crafts or whatever, whether it's like an antler lamp or an antler chandelier. Any of such things I think are very cool. But I don't have the sheds to do it, and I'm not going to cut off antlers or anything I shot. Get a level 4 diamond goose. Are they rare? I wouldn't call them rare, but they're not common either. I will not give out my county. I mean, you can really, if you're so, you know, anybody that wants to find that information can end up finding it, but I'm not trying to get myself doxxed. What is your rarest animal? Probably in terms of, like, the odds of it actually spawning, my 5-ball diamond gray fox, I would assume. To my knowledge, it's still the only one that's been shot. I've never seen any. Maybe you guys can, and please do, let me know if there's been others. But I actually can't think of any other super rare gray fox at all. Quite lucky to run across that, and I think it was in the same server as the diamond quail. It was in the same hunts anyway. A Flinter crafts channel? So I got this thing that I'm going to be working on, and I'll, at the very least, do something with it, whether it's posted on Instagram or whatever. But, there was like a, it's almost like a log cabin picture frame, if that makes sense. So it's like the, you know, the shape of a log cabin. It's made out of real small trees, I guess is the way to call it. And, you know, it's got gaps for like 5 pictures, and it was on like Facebook Marketplace. I was like, oh, that's cool. That kind of fits the rustic vibe we sort of got going on here. I'll get that. I don't know why the order just got canceled. I assume it was listed on multiple sites, and I guess maybe I lost the battle, or maybe it was listed for a higher price on another site, and they just, you know, went with that one. Either way, now I'm going to make one because I wanted that. It'll be cool, too. I've already gathered the steaks. Beavers have chewed the bark off, so, you know, a little extra nature-y thing, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Wait, an Etsy spin-off of merchandise lane? Wait, what does that mean? What's the Etsy spin-off thing? I don't get it. Explain yourself! Do a time-lapse when you work on it? I could with the GoPro or something. Time-lapses take up way more SD card space than I ever could have imagined. We did a time-lapse for West Virginia when we went, like just the driving portion, and it took up so much camera space, it's ridiculous. Are you gonna go spring gatherer hunting this season? Absolutely. Don't know if I'm gonna kill any. Hopefully I will, but I'm going. Did they make a tree fall on your stand? The beavers, they did not. However, they're certainly trying to make trees fall. I can't tell. There's a really big tree just kind of across where the little fishing hole is in the yard, and it appears as if I would have said it was a porcupine eating all the bark off of it, but it's disappearing at a rapid rate. I don't know if the beavers are trying to take that sucker down. If they do, that's going to be quite a mess to clean up. And then they've got a couple other ones in that area they're working on, so they're trying to, you know, fell trees on my fishing hole anyway. How long does it usually take to record a video? Almost all my recording sessions end up being right about 2.5 hours. Some videos I get lucky. Goose hunting outside of the last one, because I just sat there stubbornly for 2 hours till level 5 shows up. A lot of times goose hunts can be like 45 minutes. Red deer grinding videos usually took an hour. But, you know, if it's a hunt where I'm going into multiplayer, if it's the classic video that's coming out tomorrow, for instance, right about 2 hours and 30 minutes to record them. can't land a heart shot, any tips? Generally speaking, if you can get a frontal angle, so where the animal's facing you, and what I would do is center your crosshairs right at the bottom of the chest, and then it in the middle, obviously, like if you were to draw a line, split the animal in half, right in the middle, and then you're gonna go up. It's hard to describe an amount because it depends on the size of the animal, but what would be a decent description of that? Go up like 3 inches on the animal's chest. I know that's going to be very difficult to understand, but I don't really have a proper way of describing what's happening there. Etsy order. Holy, holy, holy. What do you use to edit videos? Sony Vegas, and I don't know if that's going to continue. I love the software. It's very... How do I say this? It's not like all beautified and, you know, all the buttons aren't all fancy looking. It's very like basic in the sense of you just have to know what you're doing. Like it's not a pretty looking software. It can do just about anything. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. It's more about functionality and not about... I don't know what a decent example of that is. But, you know, some programs you may use, all the buttons look really fancy and everything looks super modern and whatever. It's not that. It's just super, super basic in the layout and stuff. I like that. I don't need, you know, my buttons to look fancy. I just want to be able to edit videos with it. The problem I have is when I'm editing something like the montages that I do or my IRL hunting content, adding like a bunch of clips, and maybe this is the case with most editing softwares, but it's just a crash fest. Every, I don't know, 10 minutes it tries to crash on me. I'll save literally every little action I do because I know I'm going to lose stuff. How long were you on the server before you found the albino Euro bison? Longer than it looked in the video because I first ran across a max weight red fox track and I was like, oh, this is it. I'm gonna kill another diamond fox today. It's gonna be a Hirsch diamond fox. I don't think I have one on my main account. I only have the one from the beginner series way back when. So I thought that was maybe gonna be neat. And if I'm not mistaken, actually what had happened was the connection to the server like wasn't correct, and eventually I got a failed to synchronize error. So, like, as I was tracking the fox, I was noticing all the tracks were in a straight line, and I got to a point where I got to his last track, and there was just nothing more to go on. So when the failed to synchronize error showed up, that all started to make sense. So what I did was go and look for the host, because I remembered the host name, joined again, and then I couldn't find the fox track, but I ended up finding the Euro bison. A lot of times I don't, you know, I don't make a big deal about if I found a max weight track or whatever and can't show the animal in the video, because I feel like then everybody is just going to be like, well, maybe it was a 9 and you didn't even get to show it or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Maybe it was a 9. I don't want to go in a negative direction with the videos, I guess. Psycho dog alert. Uh-oh. To be honest, we haven't gotten 20 minutes into the stream without her talking to us in quite some time. Huh? Oh, I see. My whitetail spawns are bugged? How so? Should do Hirschfelden next? For what? Pretty new to the game. I've not played any multiplayer, and I was wondering if there are any etiquette or rules when joining a server. You know, don't follow people around. If you do find yourself really close to someone else, I say generally it's a good idea to, I don't know if you're on PC or on console, but just kind of let them know, whether it's through, you know, verbally saying it or typing it in the chat like, oh, I'm going this way, sorry, you know. That's the biggest thing. And then, especially being new to the game, something that's important to understand. When you shoot more than 3 animals in one location, that will delete the zone. So you can see there are 5 fallow deer all here real close. And if we look on the map, there is a drink zone right here. If I were to shoot all 5 of them without being in the tripod, I would cause a lot of hunting pressure and the zone would go away. Because I'm in the tripod, hunting pressure is reduced by, you do like 1/4 of the normal amount. So I can shoot like 13 animals before I'm deleting any zones. Anyway, Point is, don't shoot more than like 2 or 3 things in any one spot, because people don't like that. You know, they work hard to find their zones. They don't want them to just randomly be deleted by somebody who is on the map, if that makes sense. I didn't delete anything, but in that Hirschfelden video that we were just talking about, I shot 3 Euro Bison and I got kicked. I don't know whether it was because, you know, I was causing a lot of hunting pressure, or if they just didn't like that I was shooting all their animals or what, but yeah, that's a good tip to avoid being kicked anyway. Be careful with the amount of hunting pressure that you cause. I don't know, Goat. I've got one here that goes up to 266, and it most certainly is not a diamond. I do know that much, especially not if I shoot it like that. That was meant to be a neck shot. The problem is, it's not a neck shot. Wow. I actually thought that was good. Is he further away than he looks? Oh, maybe. What do they have for, well, oh, you're not talking to me. Never mind. Don't mind me. Be nice if there was a way to, I guess if you tag me I can see, but then because YouTube chat on external software doesn't show that. Anyway, don't mind me. This is a me problem. Got myself an 8.9 Diamond Goose. Noise. 12 kilometers away. I'm out here with my sniper rifle. Love the videos. They've gotten me back into the game and back on the grind for my first diamond. Awesome, man. Your videos are awesome. It scrolled off my screen. Come back. Tap in the background. Keep doing what you're doing. I will do my best, man. Thank you. Doing good today, Thomas. Just, been a all-around, I'd say, pretty productive day. Got a lot of editing done in the morning. Went fishing, caught a fish, then recorded a classic video. Now we're streaming. Been a whole thing. What is your dream hunt in real life? I think it's caribou in Alaska. Ideally with the bow, but I'm not picky about weapon. When I think of a dream hunt, I think of something that I don't believe I could easily kind of make happen myself. So an elk hunt is a dream hunt for me in a way, but I'm working on trying to make that happen. Now, the way that things sound in Wyoming as far as the way preference points are working, they might be trying to take such opportunities away from me unless I go to an outfitter, and that's a whole other topic. But, yeah, at the very least, I think I can make it happen and get an elk hunt at some time. I'm not 100% sure that I'll ever get to hunt caribou, but, you know, I hope so. I think it'd be cool. Have you ever gone hunting in real life? I've been hunting in at least some capacity for like 20 years now. When I was 5 years old, I think, I shot a groundhog. Dad took me hunting for that. I shot a squirrel that fall. I would have turned 6 by then. And yeah, pretty much ever since I've been doing that. I've been deer hunting for 15 years. In fact, there are a bunch of real-life hunting videos on this channel if you want to check them out. There are going to be new ones dropping this year, which are by far, I'll say, our best work, because Kyla filmed quite a lot of that. And, you know, I was watching just today the opening day of archery season last year when I shot a doe, and I was quite proud of that footage and like everything with it. And there's such a stark difference in the way that I talk to the camera, like super fast, and I know that's because I don't love being on camera, so it was like a nerves anxiety type of thing. I feel like I'm better at that and stuff as well, so always improving with stuff like that too. I'm really excited for you guys to see it this summer when it starts. The trip as a whole, that also plays into the caribou in Alaska thing for me as well. Kyla wants to go, so maybe we could work out a whole big thing to hunt and see the sights. Who knows? I'd like that. Just joined anything good? Nothing too special yet. A couple of nice 4s at this lake. We're going to be changing the time back here shortly. Doing another run of like the river and the puke lakes and what I would call the good spots. And then we'll think about switching. I don't know where we might switch to or what we might do. If we're killing it on fallow deer and having fun, we'll just stay with it. But usually if I do a 2-hour fallow stream, it gets a little bit old by the end, so we'll see where we're at. If you do come to Alaska, you have to visit Homer and go halibut fishing. See, that's the thing, like, there's so many things to do, I feel like I'd have to go multiple times. Maybe that can happen. More. Got so much stuff today. That poor mailman. Do you have Planet Zoo? I do. I really love the game. Here's my problem with Planet Zoo. I don't know if I'm too impatient or not creative enough or like what, but I make, you know, I'll spend 4 hours making this exhibit, right? Trying to make it look super realistic. Make it, you know, like as if the animal is not in an exclosure, an enclosure. And then I look at it, and then I look at like one of my friends that has the game, and I'm like, why does mine look like there's only 2 twigs in here and I've done nothing with my entire life? I just get, like, I love watching people play it, make cool exhibits. I just can't do it very well myself, unfortunately. Where is this little guy? I don't remember seeing that one. I feel like you'd make good exhibits, Mel. Just from my, call it experiences with, like, your animal knowledge and everything. Oh, big male! I found a spike. Hello. Would you like to climb up here? A long-term project. I know you've sent screenshots of, like, the animals. Have you ever sent, like, full exhibit screenshots in, like, Scarecrow's mod chat or anything? How far should I put a tent from a drink zone? 220 meters is about the distance I shoot for. It's about 200 where under that distance animals will be invisible until you get over that distance. And, say the animals, because they don't always drink in the exact same spot, they can be, you know, a couple of meters in any direction. So if you go about 220, you're usually good to, you know, avoid them being a bit too close and invisible. We have a bunch of these guys taxed already, so I don't think we're going to tax them, especially given that he's level 2 and not a minimum score or weight, but, you know, always nice to see the spikes. Fallow can, in fact, be level 1, yes. They got to be more or less absolute minimum weight. I feel you on the talking to the camera thing. Me and a buddy started a hunting channel a few years back, and I don't... Hey! That was loud and mean. You don't like talking to the camera? Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's just not a natural thing, I think, for anybody, because, you know, you don't have conversations with the camera normally. So it takes time to get used to doing that. Like I said, I feel like I've gotten way better at it for this year. It's just, yeah, I guess like anything, it takes practice and takes time. I'm trying to shoot this fallow with my left hand without holding my breath, so, there we go. Crazy dog. That was not a yip, by the way. That was a toy. In case you think Kylo's beat the dog up. Worth pointing out. Well, that was good shooting. Let's fast travel back and go get him on this side, I think. Shadow barking's like a jump scare. Yeah, it was in the middle of the night last night.
Yes, I thought we were gonna die.
Barking at whatever that actually was. I didn't enjoy it. We have a T-Rex on Twitch and the bark on both. They both said, hey, with an annoyed attitude? That's what that says. At the dog, yeah, I mean, I don't care if she whines or, you know, makes noise during the streams. I just don't like that she barks because, you know, some of you guys are wearing headphones and that's very loud. Not trying to, you know, have people run off because they need to go to the doctor and have their earbuds? What's that called? Eardrums? Earbuds! Airbud! You need new earbuds now that the dog has shattered them. I'm just gonna hold her by the feet until she... I'd be interested to see Mel. I know, there's a good chance I won't get back into it for quite some time between, you know, doggo life and if I want to do farming sim eventually. I'd love to get back into it again, though. I know. She might have to. I mean, she needs to keep on learning anyway. Even though, yeah, I was going to say, we'll hear her just as well. Wait, it was this way. Just trying to get her 15 minutes.
You're going to jail. She's like, no, Mom.
Don't take me to jail.
I give you peanut butter galore, and you act up.
Oh dear, how many dogs do you have in real life? Just the one, and that is plenty, let me tell you. What'd you say? Maybe she's talking to the dog, I don't know. Hydrate, that's a good idea. I have bad ears and that could have set it off, and I have gone to the hospital because of how bad my ears are. What do you mean by bad ears? Because when I hear bad ears, that's poor use of words there. When I think of bad ears, I guess I think of inability to hear. Bad dog, yeah, she's just doing what she does. She needs to learn as far as, you know, being in the kennel, that's not the end of the world. What? You're right, Bottom Boy.
Okay.
No one's gonna understand the reference, it's fine. What's up, Acid? Do you want to come dog sit for a while? What's that?
I said he'd steal her.
Steal her?
He wants somebody.
Not that one. Favorite animal in the game? I guess, it depends, because, you know, if you mean my favorite, like, animal model, that'll be a different thing from my favorite animal to hunt, but I think, at least in terms of favorite to hunt, it's gray wolves, because you get attacked by, say, 10 of them. It's a lot of fun to, you know, try to shoot them and not get the dead. What caliber do you use in real life? A 7mm Mod 8, and there's a good chance I never change that, at least for deer. I've seen 2 shots fired at deer from that particular gun. It's a Witherby Vanguard 7mm Mod 8. Kyla's doe and my buck, and they both dropped. And I think to some degree you could expect the doe to drop with a good rifle hit of a rifle of that caliber, but when a 200-pound buck just folds up, and I cannot wait for you guys to see how everything unfolded, to use more not ideal words. That really got my attention. I was like, okay, this gun's got some serious knockdown power. It was a good shot at it's not even something I mentioned in the video, but it was a hard shot on the buck. Took the top of his heart off, which is more or less exactly where I was aiming. Can you guys hear that dog? Do you hunt in real life? I do. It does, Hudson. It's my dad and my brother both hunt with 7mm of different. I think my dad's got a Magnum and my brother's got a what's it called? Express, also known as a 280 in some circles. So I was using a 30-30 for a lot of years. It was my dad's old gun, and I always did pretty well with it. I probably shot 15 deer with that gun. But the last 2 that I shot, a doe in 2018, I shot her in the heart, and she just stood there, and I was like, what? I guess I missed. So I shot again at a less than ideal angle and ended up going through the lungs, but also into the gut cavity, which wasn't great. You know, I get up there and I see, like, oh, I hit it twice. Like, in fact, I shot it in the heart. Why did it just stand there like nothing happened? But, you know, some deer are full of adrenaline, or, you know, whatever happened. Sometimes they just don't even know what happened. Fair enough. Next deer I shoot, my 2019 buck. You guys have seen that footage. 2 shots directly through the lungs, and he just stood there even after the second one. Just took forever to die. So I can't figure out what on earth happened, but I figured it was time for a change. What the heck did you try to say, Acid? Walmart trade backs? Want to trade backs? Are you saying, like, does your back hurt? Is that where this is coming from? Walmart trade backs? Is that like a return? Tips for Call of the Wild. The best tips I can give to anyone getting started in Call of the Wild are to hunt near water. You'll notice throughout the duration of the stream, regardless of whether or not we do in fact switch maps by the end, we're going to be more or less going from body of water to body of water. We're going to see a lot of animals spending time near that water. Getting into real life hunting, I'm studying for my license right now. Nice. It's a good thing to get into for a whole lot of reasons. Obviously, acquiring your own food is a huge deal. There's nothing more satisfying kind of can put a weird, like if you don't understand it, it sounds like glorifying the death of an animal, I guess, which is not what I'm trying to say. And I understand why it could sound that way, but when you spend an entire season practicing your shooting, practicing, you know, whether it's with a bow or a gun, and everything comes together and you make that shot and the animal, you know, more or less feels no pain, you know, dies in seconds ideally, that's a feeling that I don't think anything else can quite replicate. I know I mentioned, like, with my Great One Red Deer that I was shaking about as bad as I was when I shot my my buck, but it's a different thing in that, you know, it's pixels at the end of the day with the Great One. Where do you hunt fallow deer? On pretty much the east side of the map. So like this chunk of the river, all these lakes, and then this like coastal area, and this little lake too. Killed a doe and an 8-point this year. Nice. Small bark. I assume you can hear it then. We'll give her 20-25 minutes in there and let her out. By the time I take Kyla to the airport for her trip to Georgia, she's gonna have to be able to, not Kyla, the dog's gonna have to be able to stay in the kennel for like close to 4 hours, so she gotta learn that, or we'll get somebody to stay here with her, but she is a little maniac. What's up, Joe? Going good. I saw you, well, I saw your name, I didn't see you specifically, in one of the competitions I was doing in the Hunter Classic. I actually forget which one. Was it Axis Deer? I don't actually remember. I know you were in a comp. I would like to take back that attempted brain shot. That did not work. Ooh, where was that guy at? That's a big one. Up to 270. Huh. I never even saw that. Alright, that didn't go too poorly. A lot of fallow deer in this area. What is wrong with that one? Is that a buck? Oh. I didn't know that was a buck. Well, what I was going to say was a lot of fallow deer in this area do end up running back at you. And that's happening. I just wasn't aware of the fact that this is one of the ones that we shot. There we go. Georgia's for small males, axes with the muzzleloader. Yay, that's the one. I can't believe the top scores in that. It is very competitive. Tips for the Hunter Classic. So if you're familiar with Call of the Wild, which I assume you probably are at least a little bit, you're going to want to move a lot slower in Classic. Water or anything like that has no bearing on where the animal's location is. They just free roam around all the time. So what I think is more or less the most efficient method of hunting is to kind of roam around yourself, just walk or maybe even crouch around. If say if it's very foggy in the early morning, I like to crouch because you can't see that far. Once the sun kind of burns off the fog, you can walk a lot more easily. And just kind of listen for calls. Your hunter mate will identify them. You can click on the track, see where it came from, and call it in that way. I've always enjoyed the, I guess, I don't want to say a lack of zones, but the fact that there are no zones in the Hunter Classic. You can sit in the tree stand in certain spots and kill like 30 animals in an hour and a half. Just because a lot of animals happen to roam through there. And sometimes you're not going to kill many animals at all because it's all random. What you're saying is I shouldn't buy property in Georgia, but rather Alaska. It was you that we were looking at, right? Isn't property in Alaska fairly inexpensive comparatively? I feel like I want to own a chunk of Alaska just cause. I don't even know, I mean, clearly, you don't need a ton of land to kill big males, so maybe I'll just find a small plot. You should try hunting in Norway? Hey, maybe someday. I think I'm supposed to fast travel here. Been a little while since I've done my fallow run. I'm supposed to be jumping to this spot. Can you play Classic on Xbox? Unfortunately not. I remember when our old computer finally bit the dust. I used to play on like an old you know, on Windows XP or Vista or whatever. I was trying to get Classic to run on like an iPad because I just wanted to play it that much, but it is PC only, unfortunately. Try Parquet? I'm gonna go to Parquet one of these days soon. It's a very interesting thing. I don't know if a lot of people don't like Parquet or why, but like none of my Parquet videos ever get all that much interest, or Parquet streams, so I just kind of don't go there as much. I do want to get some gold rare black buck for the lodge, but almost every single one of them, it's kind of like the red deer. They end up being like an uneven, weird look, which I think is actually worse for some horned animals because the colors are so different and like the mass and stuff, it just doesn't look super realistic, at least to me. So I'm kind of stuck. I don't know if I want black buck for that wall anymore or if I'm going to change to something else. I don't know, Acid. I used to struggle with that at the apartment when I lived there. Always something going on that was just unbelievably noisy. Troll Diamond Big Corn. Big ol' stock, 12 foot tall. Go to Hirsch and Parquet to finish off red deer. I do need to go hunt those maps just to, you know, kind of check for red deer and see if there's any great ones there. I know I hunted Parquet at one point, I think for a video. And we shot our red deer on our map, just kind of seeing if there was anything around, and obviously there was no great one. But there's, you know, respawns from that. How to delete a drink zone. If you want to do it on purpose, just shoot 4 animals in it. Are light brown turkeys on Silver Ridge Peaks rare? They're very much the opposite. They are darn near common. You should try to hunt in Layton Lakes. That actually answers my next question there as well. What is your favorite map to hunt? Layton Lakes. It's a tough one with Layton. The biggest thing when it comes to videos or streams is, you know, if I really want to be engaged and, you know, focused and whatever, there's got to be something on the map that I really want. So in this case, it's a rare gold fallow deer, or, you know, let's say we go to, I don't know, Silver Ridge Peaks, for instance. Anything from one of the rare black bears, all those fur types are now rare, to the potential for like a diamond dark pronghorn, or rare pronghorn, lots of stuff that we don't yet have. Because Layton is and always has been my favorite map, and because it's a base game map, it's been out for more than 5 years, there's not a ton of stuff that we don't have off that map. I mean, there's always the potential you could stumble into a super rare or another great one or something like that, but I don't know, there's nothing that I really, really want to target. And every time I go to Layton, I enjoy it. You know, we've had quite a lot of nice kills there the last couple times we went, but it's almost got to be sparing in the way that we hunt it just because we have hunted it so much. My favorite map is Layton, favorite to hunt is SRP. Not sure they should be different, but they are. I kind of get that though. SRP is very fun to hunt. It's maybe the most perfectly constructed map in terms of species distribution, and due to the fact that animals feed all throughout the day, you don't get that lull that you get on some other maps. You know, you hunt Te Awaroa. At about noon, nothing's really happening. All the animals are more or less resting somewhere. Most of the animals are anyway. Or Parquet's another pretty good example of that. Most stuff starts resting around noon. So you just don't see as many animals. You don't encounter as many animals because rest zones are in the thick stuff. It's realistic. They should be resting in thick stuff, not out in the open. But due to those all day long feed times on SRP, you just see way more animals, and frankly, that's just kind of more fun. It's the way it goes. Did I delete this though? Oh, never mind. They're just not where they usually are. I do think I must have deleted something because there's usually like twice this many deer. Thought that second shot was pretty good. Gotta go to my aunt's for supper. Wish I could stay longer. No worries, dude. Appreciate you stopping in. Do you have merch? I do have merch. I think there's a command that Kyla can probably do to put that in chat. I think, or at least I hope, by By the fall, we'll work on some other little design type things for that. If you're interested, we do have 12 hats, which, here, wait. Oh, no, I'm not logged in. I can't do it. I was going to put a 12 emoji in the chat. Anyway, if you're looking to turkey hunt sometime soon and you want to have a little camo 12 hat going on, that's a thing. Leighton missions are also the best in the game. Leighton and Hirsch are really well done. Even Medved's pretty good. It was about that time. Quattro, I feel like they tried a little harder, but they kind of stopped putting so much into the story. I always thought the stories were well done. I'm not sure why they abandoned that. Now it's all about almost storytelling instead of, you know, you getting to go and hunt through those missions. Like, the stories they tell through them aren't that bad, but it's just kind of, you know, go over here, click E. Go over here, click E. I'd like to recommend stickers like the Meat Hunters ones. Can you do that with your thing? You should be able to, right? Your cricket? Or no?
I can have it where it's a white background, but...
Oh, you're saying, like, you wouldn't be able to have the... Like,
there's a difference between vinyl decals and stickers. Honestly, there is. But, I mean, you can
okay.
make
Vinyl decals and Sailor stickers.
It just depends on where it's going.
I need to put a 12 sticker on my truck. Even though I'm probably getting rid of it in 2 months. Or less. Ideally, it would be like in 2 weeks, but I believe with the way things are, I'm better off like ordering it instead of going through a dealership. A Schuster Army sticker? I have that design that's on like the military green shirts through the I think it used to be called Teespring. I think it's just called Spring now. It's relatively simple, but I like it. Stickers add value. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to sell my truck, by the way. It's in pretty rough shape. My dad's been wanting a truck for a long time, and he just is not interested in paying the ridiculous market right now. Or paying what the ridiculous market would dictate. So I'm probably just going to give it to him. If I have my truck by June, I could be like, here's your Father's Day gift. It's my used truck that you've helped me work on all the time because it's in rough shape. Hey, thank you, Marley. I wanted to say thanks for the Fallow guide you and Kyla made. I finally got my first time in Fallow after 1,000 kills. Nice. All I did was edit it together, though, by the way. It was all of her information and her work. And then I got a 270 Fallow for my trouble. Still Teespring? I swear it's called Spring. Maybe I'm dumb. Do you have a kid? We have a dog who requires as much attention as a kid sometimes. I see the tracks. There's the deer. This spot used to be so good. This is in fact where we shot our first albino gold fallow. No such luck today. So I guess we're going to go to the Puke Lakes and up here. See how we do. Here's the truck. It's your problem now. In some ways it always has been. How to reset hunting pressure and reset the animal in a drink zone. Shoot the animal in the drink zone and you get a respawn. In order to reset hunting pressure, cause hunting pressure elsewhere, aka shoot animals elsewhere. The most annoying thing you messed up, it almost was that pronghorn on Friday, if not for the fact that that was a troll. I didn't even know. It was a level 5 dark fur type pronghorn, which is exactly what I wanted. And I thought it was a 4. I had spotted a 4 and I thought it was the same pronghorn, so I just shot it. Hit it in the vertebrae with the 7mm at open sights at who knows how far, 100 plus meters. Had that been a diamond and I would have messed it up, I'd have been pretty frustrated. So outside of that, what have I messed up that's been unfortunate? The piebald gator, probably. That was a pretty rough one. That was something I really wanted, and I had 2 shots to make it happen and couldn't do it. Great one, red deer don't exist. Sometimes it feels that way. Just gotta keep it keep it up with the grind and it'll happen. Is that a lung hit on that guy? Nope. Maybe that'll help. There were a bunch all kind of clustered, I thought. Yeah, this will be interesting. Huh. Thought they'd spook. Thank goodness for tripods, or that would have been bad. Hey, thanks, Bottom Boy. I wanted to switch it up. That's one thing that, when that time of year comes, you know, it's like April and September, more so April because, at least with September, there's real life hunting to distract me. When I start getting kind of, you know, antsy, waiting for the next new map or whatever, I start switching up weapons and stuff. I don't know if I've done that all lever action loadout before. I really want to do all single shots. You could do 7mm, you could do 338, and then you kind of... Isn't there a single shot class 2 weapon? The muzzleloader goes to class 3, but the... I don't know. Anyway, there's no class 1 coverage, so I just always lose the idea. Kill them all. There was that one that I don't know if I hit very well. There's going to be more, too, that'll spawn in back in this area. There always are. Favorite animal to hunt? I quite enjoy gray wolves on Yukon because you get those huge packs and trying to survive some of those attacks can be nuts. Where were you hiding, sir? And how dare you think that hiding is allowed on my fallow farm? That's what you get. Have to go. Hope you have a good stream. Thank you, man. Appreciate you hanging out. We'll hopefully catch you in the next one. Should play Hunting Sim 2 again. I don't know if I'll go back to it or not. The legendary thing was kind of cool, but I don't know. The animal models just aren't it. Is that right, Michael? That's a monster? Big meal. At some point, could you show where you have your tents placed? I can open the map real quick and you can kind of see where they're at. Most of my tents over on this side, I think I moved them there a little bit for red deer grounding, but they kind of already existed for Sika grounding though. Messed up a 114 mountain goat. That is a pretty high score. That's unfortunate. Where's this fellow warning calling from? Fallow. I don't know where he's at. Sometimes I just think it's best to run and hope that you spook him. What was this from? I don't know if I shot that one. This is probably what warning called. In that case, we'll just kind of let him go. Tell me why when I find a 8 mythical diamond, but 9 legendary it's gold? Depends on the species, I guess. Trolls are a thing, and animals making diamond below the max level are also a thing. Just could be coincidence. D-Fish, thanks for the super chat. What's going on, dude? Been a minute. If we ever get a new trophy lodge, do you think we'll get more customization with the scenery that is made for the animal? I hope so. Outside of maybe more freedom to place the animals wherever we want, what I mean by that is, you know, at the very least, if they could go down one tier, so like, you know, Moose can only go on the biggest wall plaques, make them go down to like the second biggest, because even if you only did the skull plate mount, I still think that would look okay. But outside of that, full body platform, like terrain customization, is number one on my list. I hate, you know, I love the Sika Safari lodge, but I hate having like an alligator on, you know, Sahara terrain or my great one whitetail or whatever. Like, why is it like this? Why can't it be? Look at all these bucks, my god. Why can't it be customizable? It shouldn't be impossible to do. Simple, thank you for the super chat as well. Wanted to say I love watching your vids, and it inspires me to keep going on the hunter even after trolls and messed up the red deer great one. I hope you can get another chance, man. I know a lot of people have spawned in multiple as they've done their grind, so hope you can get another shot. Is there a great one on, is MS Mississippi? Whitetail great ones can be taken on Mississippi. So where's this tripod at? I think we can work our way into the tripod and try to get all these guys. Nice, Caleb. Much mail. Yeah, I've never seen so many at this lake. Top right. Kyla's favorite spot. What is the rarest animal in your lodge? I personally think it's the piebald diamond gray fox. I don't know what odds are of that spawning, but you know, I've got a couple of super rare whitetails in there, but lots of people have super rare whitetails. I mean, Scarecrow killed 2, was it like back-to-back days or something? That might be the only super rares I have in that lodge, because one of my old ones were older scoring system. But anyway, I'm not aware of any other super rare gray fox, like in the entire community. Now, I don't know, Bottom Boy, what I would do. I'm in a slightly different position because it's kind of like my job and stuff, but it would be tough to turn around and keep on grinding, that's for sure. I'd need a break. I took like a 2-month break from Mississippi because I messed up a level 7 piebald gator, for goodness sake. Imagine how long it would take me to get back for a great one. I'd be making excuses like, yeah, today we're gonna hunt rabbits. I don't want to hunt red deer today. Are you asking, like, what do I think of making raccoons level 2 on Mississippi? I don't hate the idea. Raccoons are tough animals, and I understand that 22 is enough of you would shoot them in the head or whatever in real life, but if you shoot them, like, say if you hit them a little bit poorly, that's not going to be a very quick kill whatsoever. Like, if I were to shoot a raccoon, like, let's say there's a raccoon in my yard and it's going to hurt my dog or something, I'm probably getting like at least a 243. I'm probably not going to grab the 22. Well, maybe here, because neighbors are close enough that I'd ideally want like a subsonic round or something, so I'm not waking them from their sleep or whatever, freaking them out. Killing a mellow gray fox? Are you saying you're actively like hunting one? Is that what that is? If you mess up a great one, this will become a diamond or gold. So here's a good question, actually. I haven't seen anybody do it. I saw somebody shoot a 240 something great one red deer recently, and yes, great one red deer can in fact score below the diamond requirement. What happens if you mess up a great one red deer that scores in the 240s or below 251? Does it become a gold or does it become a silver? I want to know. I'm not going to mess one up to find out. Till you find one specifically with a small enough rack? I believe you can do it. I have the Hyperion scope with me specifically for these type of situations. Zachary, thanks for the super chat, by the way. Where's the other one at? Okay, not too bad. That'll do. That was pretty efficient. And they said the 308's gonna be overpowered. What do you mean? Sees a raccoon in the yard, kills Kyla, grab the 50! Arm the cannon! Oh, hello. We're never gonna leave this lake. Much dead mail. Did pretty good on that. Thank you, Michael. Just discovered the game 3 days ago. I love it a lot more than I realized. I'm good, man. It took me a long time to actually really, I guess, appreciate this game for what it is. I mean, there were probably months from the time that I got the game and started making content on it till I really discovered how much I enjoyed playing it. I just didn't understand a lot about the game back then. What if you miss the biggest of all deer, like it's the biggest deer you've seen in the game and you mess it up? I don't know. It might fall into a similar category as like messing up a great one. I'd just have to, you know, take a break on another map or something. Are piebald caribou rare? They are now. There was a time when piebald caribou were like overspawning. You'd see them very, very frequently, but now they're quite rare. What, tall boy? A raccoon? Is that what you're talking about? My uncle used to apparently, like, if they were driving home or something. Prince, thanks for the super chat. What map is great for keys? Hirschfelden is the only goose map. Anyway, when my uncle was younger, they'd be like driving home. They'd get to the farm and he'd see like a groundhog or a raccoon or something in the field. And he'd like yell at my grandpa to stop the car, jump out of the car, go running across the field at it. And he would, in the situations where he'd be, you know, fast enough or surprise the animal enough to where they're not going to reach their, you know, in the case of a groundhog, reach the hole in the ground to escape, they would like turn to defend themselves and he would just jump over them and run away because it would scare him every time. Maybe he should have had a katana. You got a piebald diamond pronghorn and didn't tax it? That would be tough. I did that with a water buffalo. Holy smoke, how are we past the... I guess we gotta reset the time again. There was a video where I was specifically trying to get a big horns diamond water buffalo. I think I shot a smaller horns diamond or an albino or something that day, and I taxed that, and then I actually found a big horns diamond water buffalo and didn't tax it. I did find one the next day, so I hope you can do the same with your pronghorn, but sometimes I guess you get too focused on taking screenshots and such and kind of forget. Somehow there's a difference, Bottom Boy. I'm not sure exactly why there's a difference, but there is a difference. I want to give Fallow some time to get into their zones up here since we kind of ran the time past where we meant to. Let's just go see if we can smoke a Sika deer or something. Hey, thank you, Zach. Gotta get back to work, trying to come out of my shell more and be more involved in the community. Good luck on, thank you, man. And yeah, absolutely. If you're in the Discord, lots of members in there to strike up conversations with and such things as that. Do you recommend getting level 60 before starting a grind? So it depends on how you're asking me that question. If you mean just, you know, starting a grind because you want to grind for something, then I'd say get to level 60 first. If, let's say, you know, you see the red deer great ones come out and you want to go grind for a great one, absolutely, go ahead. You know, you can kind of kill a great one at level 48, probably. If there's a specific animal you want to grind for, you know, go for it. If you are wanting to grind because, you know, everybody else does it, I'd get to level 60 first. One of the important factors in grinding that is probably often overlooked, especially by, you know, people who've been doing it for a while because they have a bunch of money in the game by now, it's expensive to start. By the time you get all the tripods and all the tents, it's several $100,000 in-game cash, and that can take quite some time to establish. So for that reason, I would say it's good to get to level 60 first. That is true, Sam, yeah. I don't know. I guess I shot some other water buffalo after I shot mine, or I crashed or something. I know I wasn't able to do it. Nice, Ace. I really want an albino gold Sika. That's something I want to grind for, but I just struggle really, really badly to find any significant numbers of Sika on this map. I feel like I know all the spots they drink at. If I can kill like 15 in a run, that's a good run, and it's just, that's not very efficient. You compare that to Fallow. I mean, we've shot 60 Fallow in the last hour, I bet. How many in-game hours to reach level 60? I would say like 100, probably. It depends on what you're hunting, and I mean, you could do it with geese in certainly less than 100. You could probably do it with geese in 12 to 18 hours, something like that. Maybe not even. But as far as, you know, if you're just kind of casually playing or whatever, it'll take probably close to 100. I've never had an albino feral pig red duck. They're quite rare. That's something else I'd really love to get. One of those things that I don't know that I'd ever grind for. But, you know, perhaps it could be... What was the thing that we got? Oh, like the melanistic bobcat. Something that we just stumble into one day. I just... It's tough to grind for things that don't have antlers, for me at least. When it came to the red deer grind, let's say, you know, you shoot a diamond red deer every now and then, it's like, oh, look, there's a big one, that's cool, get your heart racing a little bit. there's a difference between seeing the antlers and realizing like, oh, that's a 9, that's a big one, and then like in the case of pigs, you spot it like, oh, that says 5, that means it's a big one. Like you can't see anything physically. What's going on, Jake? So glad I got lucky with those early diamond Sika when the map released. Had 0 luck with them since. Yeah, I feel that. You know, generally when a new map comes out, I end up spending a bunch of time on it and trying to get at least 1 diamond of everything, but I don't know. I haven't shot a diamond Sika in a very long time. That's 100% true, bottom boy. I am 112% in favor of true size, or whatever you want to call it. You know, the fact that the Hunter Classic has it, Hunting Sim has it, or Hunting Sim 2, I guess, I don't know if the original. There's another game. Didn't I play some older hunting game recently? What am I thinking of? I don't know. Anyway, if older hunting games can have, like, you know, larger weight animal is physically larger model, then surely Call of the Wild can implement that. When you were doing your red tier grind, how often did you check the river? A lot of times it was only when Kyla joined me, and we would grind a little bit in multiplayer. Because the normal run that I did, I could hit all my zones outside of the river pretty consistently just at the end of their drink time. So by the time I'd go to the river, they'd be kind of heading off. So I didn't go there much. I'd say, God, at best once a week. True thick, that's what they should call it. I'd get behind that. Get behind it and look at that thickness. Anyway. Bison have true size? No animals have true size. Now, males are bigger than females, but that's a model difference itself. I will say, Great One Red Deer model is physically larger than Diamond Red Deer model or male Red Deer model. So that's progress, I guess, but, you know, still far off from proper true size. Not only that, mistress, but they also, for some reason, have variability in their trophy rating. That's always bugged me, and I think it actually is the reason I have a Piebald Diamond Gray Fox, so I can't complain, I suppose. I believe my Gray Fox was 6.38 or 6.39 kg. In theory, it should have to be 6.4 or higher to make Diamond. But, you know, if they're scored by their weight, why is the trophy rating not their exact weight? That doesn't make any sense. Again, Classic does it. Kangaroos, I was hunting bushrangers today, are scored by their weight. Red Fox are as well. The exact weight, down to, you know, ounces or whatever, is reflected in the score in Classic. I believe they're a little larger, bottom boy. At the very least, their necks are bigger, so, you know, that's something. Yeah, exactly, Sam. It's like a bigger face. Do you think Ultimate Hunting will be good? I don't know. I'm a little worried about the fact that we have yet to see any gameplay footage, and we've been hearing about the game for so long. Like, I know that in order to get funding for a game and stuff, you have to, you know, put the concept and stuff out there, but how long have we... It feels like it's been a year since they've been talking about it. That's where I'm a little stuck. You hunt squirrels in real life. I haven't shot a squirrel in probably like 5 years. Or no, yeah, it'll be about 5 years. I shot one with a bow in like 2018 because it was there. Before that, I don't even know. I was gonna hunt them this year. My brother and I were gonna go, and then we got Shadow, and I kind of put it into all my squirrel hunting plans. Put it into a lot of plans, frankly. Almost like she's a priority or something. I think we shot that directly in the vertebrae. Cool. I know Psychos does the same thing, Mistress, which, you know, he knows more about game development than I do, so maybe so. Did you get an x-ray of your toe acid? I think it's his toes. He just wants to see his toes in X-ray form. Where are you, sir? Not very impressive. But very dead. You're back? Ah. Should have gotten your toes. Do the devs know about the sound glitch? I get running noise when prone crawling. I know there's a glitch that, like, in some circumstances you can, like, get the walking sound to, like, double as if you're running, or maybe it is just the running sound, like the footsteps. I've never experienced it, so I don't know what... I must have a skill or a perk or a something somewhere, some combination of things that causes my game not to do that. But the like running sound or whatever it's called, they are aware of that. Is that the one? Yeah, I guess it is. Not too bad. Had a lot of faith in that shot. I don't know if it was actually good or not. Guess it must have been. What's your favorite big game rifle for long range? So when you say big game, because of Call of the Wild weapon class system and animal class system, I consider big game anything above class 7. So, you know, your black bear, elk, moose, cave buffalo, all that. For that, it's the 300. If you're talking about what would be more traditionally considered big game in real life, so, you know, whitetail, mule deer, stuff like that, long range, the 6.5 is fantastic specifically for range, but as far as power and range, 7 mil, if you want to be able to shoot multiple, then I'm going to go 303. There's a bunch of circumstances, and it depends on what you're specifically trying to achieve there. Gonna have a heck of a time getting to another map. We might get 25 minutes, 35 minutes on the next map. I didn't know that. I think, no, I was aware that he did, but I haven't checked that out in a while. I feel like I did know that. You confused me for a second, but I'm pretty sure I did know that. Max size for a moose, just curious because I got one that scored 301. That's about as big as they get. There was a time when they'd go to about 316. That no longer happens. So I don't know exactly where the max is, but it's not much above 300. What time should I hunt red deer on Te Awaroa? Ask Scarecrow. Just kidding, it's 1800. I only said that because we had our Quattro versus Te situation there. I ended up coming to Te for the April Fool's video and shot a diamond, so maybe I should be the one listening. Want to briefly explain how respawns work. So nobody knows exactly how it works. So bear in mind everything I'm about to say is speculation, observation, you know, information gathered over years of playing the game. What I believe happens is when you shoot an animal, so let's say this fallow deer buck that you just shot, I shot it. If you shot it too, great job, but I'm pretty sure that was me. Anyway, this fallow buck that we shot is going to be replaced by another fallow buck. I believe it's random as to the fur type, the trophy rating, everything like that, level. I also even believe that the location that it respawns is going to be random. There's some debate about this, but I've never found that the respawn for what you shoot is in the same place as you shot it. So like, let's say again we're about to shoot a fallow buck right here. Let's just go ahead and make that shot. It might respawn and drink, you know, along the river or something, or down here at this lake. I don't know. That's, again, kind of what I've seen. The reason I say that, specifically it was during my Red Fox grind. There was a spot that I wasn't checking because I didn't believe that Red Fox drank in this location. It's a big swampy area in the middle of Yukon, if you're familiar with it. Kind of middle north. I ended up going there one time, and there were 20 red foxes drinking in this area. It's a big area. It's not like there were 20 red foxes all lined up in one zone. But I know that there weren't 20 red foxes there always. And as I shot some red fox and things kind of evened out, it got to the point where there was normally about 10. So where would those other 10 red foxes come from to get to 20 in that area, if not random respawns from red fox that I shot elsewhere? That's kind of where I get the idea. Can you have more than one great one spawn at a time? LC had 2 great ones drinking side by side on Te Awaroa. So I believe, assuming everything is fine with that, yes. I hear a whining dog. Probably shouldn't have done that. I think there's a bunch of Fallow with a drink back in here. That is also the same exact person, Mistress. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. There's red fox there? Yeah, a bunch drinking there. Now the thing is, they're spread out. You know, there's plenty of vegetation and stuff that hides them. But pretty much all throughout it, any of those little tiny areas of water, you can have a red fox drinking. Never killed a big one there. Maybe one max weight estimate 7 in all the foxes that I did eventually end up shooting in that area, but then again, I didn't really kill a big fox anywhere in single player. How many rotation spots did you have? So when you say rotation spots, do you mean like how many tents or zones? I mean, you can have success with as little as like 2 or 3. In my opinion, you want, depending on your own speed of hunting and stuff, you want as many as you can fit into a run. And when I say a run, I mean a hunt that lasts the duration of like the drink time, or if you're hunting them in their feed time, then the duration of the feed time. So for instance, let's just say red deer on Quattro, since that's the last thing I really did a grind for. They drink for about 1 real hour. So I would try to grind as many zones as I could in an hour. Now some people would probably say that the best thing to do is, only grind the zones that have the most red deer and, start over again. And I have no reason to believe that's not a good way to grind. The reason that I like doing like the full thing over the course of an hour is, for one, it allows me to see more area, cover more zones. It might not actually be as efficient as to grind just like the zones that have the most stags or the most animals, but I don't know, that's a little too repetitive for me. I think that's because the respawns are random, but they're also managing the size and population of the herd, so stuff gets moved around. There's nowhere to know where respawn went if it truly respawned and became something else. Are you saying... Wait. Respawns are random, but they're also managing the size and population of herd. No, I kind of agree with that. So that is the core concept behind leaving the really small stags that we were doing there on Quattro Colinas, like the last day of our grind. Anything that was minimum weight estimate, we just left it alive, didn't shoot it. The idea kind of being maybe the game has some kind of balancer that tries to strike. I really have no idea if that's a thing, but we got our great one, so I'm happy enough with that. I miss it too. That little ping. You get that last shot, Will? It's pretty good. Alright, let's see. We have shot many a fallow deer, not a 5 or a rare in sight. What a sad day. We're gonna switch maps probably. I don't know where. Let's see. I'm tempted to go back to SRP, but we've been there a good bit recently. Rancho, but don't want to chase pheasants right now. Is an albino whitetail buck good? Of course it is. Is there anything on Yukon that I really want? Not in particular. You know what? Going to Parquet. My connection's bad today. My connection to my brain's bad all the days. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Alright, so we're going to go back about an hour, 9:12, because 12, obviously. Got the rain to quit, that's good. Now, I don't know why our little thing has... Where's that at? Get that to go away. And we're gonna shoot some black buck. Probably not with the 223. I think we're gonna grab the Mosin actually. 223 is a cool gun, but I don't think it's ideal for such circumstances. Guessed it right. I've been wanting to get back here for a video or a stream or something, so you know, for the very end of one anyway. Very end, last half hour or so. Why not? What do they start? Yeah, they start at 9. Let's just start here. There's probably nothing here, but that's fine. Unfortunately, you can't, Trevor, and I don't know why there's no support for that. I wish they would support it. If our knees bent the opposite way, what do you think chairs would look like? If our knees bent the opposite way... So you're saying they would also be restricted from moving downward, right? If it's entirely opposite. I have no idea. It's hot in here and my PC is not happy. I'm sure you guys can hear that. Another diamond muley. Hey, it is mule deer drink time, so you know. Avert your eyes, do what you must. Like a verb? Wait, what's a verb? What's up, Martin? Nothing good on Te. We shot, if I had to guesstimate, 60 to 75 fallow deer over the course of an hour and a half. Maybe more like 80 or 90 fallow, actually. And, yeah, no 5s, no trolls, no rares, no nothing. So, now we're on parquet to mostly go after black buck for a little bit. Not really for any particular reason. I'd love to get some gold rares for the lodge. I don't know what the odds are that we actually encounter one, but the odds are 0 if we don't try, so why not? Yeah, so none there. I didn't really think there would be, but I wanted to give stuff a minute to move into the zone. My fallow like you better? Yeah, you hunt them and diamonds respawn like immediately afterwards every time. Some kind of magic touch or something. Touch. Anyway. Saw this pic once of how humans would look if our leg joints were positioned like other animals. Nightmare fuel horse-esque legs were the worst. Oh no. We're best off looking like Bigfoots, I gotta say. Plenty of pumas around. So I don't know, not bad. Did Parquet get a redistribution? I thought it did, but I can't remember for sure. Favorite map on Call of the Wild? Leighton Lakes. It's got the highest total number of antlered animals, and I quite enjoy hunting antlered animals, so basically comes down to that. I don't know if that's a Mela or a Piebald. I'm not even sure you can tell the difference. What a terrible way to try to... Why are they flying straight up? There you go. Goodness gracious. Still not hitting it, but you know, at least I feel like I have a chance now. Anyway, Mela cinnamon teal seem to look exactly the same as piebalds, at least to me. So there's a chance that's a Mela, and at this rate I'm never going to know anyway. There we go. Just spam a couple shots, hope for the best, it's fine. Is it a DLC map? Parque Fernando? Yes. What if a horse's mouth opened up like a dog's? Does it not? What's different? What do you mean? What map are you on, Quattro? The maps were Mississippi, Quattro, Brahunga, and Rancho. Okay. Feels like everything's been hit by now, but who knows? Is that the same stag? There's the diamond mule deer. Bottom boy, get ready. He's out there calling. What's up, mistress? On vacation, gonna be watching lots of your videos. Well, I certainly appreciate that. What about a lion great one? I would be entirely in favor of this concept. Alright, piebald or Mela? Piebald. Lame. They're more or less common, by the way, for anybody that's unfamiliar with the cinnamon teal. You think the world would be different if we had Ninja Turtle hands? What are Ninja Turtle hands? Do they have like 3 fingers? I feel like they do. Managed to catch your stream again after. Hey, glad you could make it in. We still got, what, 30 minutes to go? Hopefully 30 minutes to find some black buck and, who knows, maybe a diamond or a rare will appear out of nowhere. Or at this rate, nothing, because there were supposed to be some here. I didn't think we'd be seeing nothing. I guess at least we shot the teal, but... Huh. Oh, hello. So there were two. Alright. We're not going to get into red deer grinding on parquet. I don't think so. We'll just kind of keep it moving. I'm sure the world would be different in some ways, Acid. I don't know exactly what ways. Do you know what your state cryptid is? Didn't somebody post that in memes or something? And then Psycho said it was me. Huh?
What did you say?
What?
You said what?
The state cryptid is me? He actually said a specific cryptid was me, not that the state one was me. It was something that's so ugly it just sits there and cries, I think. Which, you know, relatable, but still, that's rude.
So your ex.
That's accurate. That was you? Okay, I thought so. I thought I remembered seeing your name there, but it was like right before the stream. I was getting stuff set up. Didn't know. Well, there we go. Why are you warning, Colin? Come on down. Everything's fine. Get in your forever box. A squanch? Is that the name of the crying thing? What if they added a frog? I would catch him in a box, name him Terry, and feed him flies. Black Buck, 10 a.m. drink time? Did they change it? It should be 9, right? Unless they did change something up. Whatever Shadow was barking at in your room last night. I got woken up by that like 3 different times and I did not appreciate it. Why Terry? Why not? Why would it not be? Have you ever wanted to go and find all the hidden items in the game? Kind of, but I also have very little desire to, you know, spend the time doing it, I guess, is kind of what it comes down to. I don't know where anything is. God, I hope opening the door is going to help it cool down in here. This is why I need to get the air conditioning thing installed. Not a window unit, because that's not going to help the situation. Kudu drink time? I think it's like 18 to 2100 now. Same as like Te Red Deer. Come here, sir. I feel the cool air moving through here already. That made a heck of a difference. Too bad that leaving the door open would have had a crazy loud whining puppy the entire time. How much is the map? All map DLCs are the same price, $7.99 US, or of course the equivalent of that. Hello. Nope. Lame. They certainly seem to be all around down here. Is there going to be a vid tonight? Now, Mondays and Fridays there are no videos, just streams. Friday streams are actually on Twitch, not YouTube. So be aware of that if you're looking for that stream. What did I miss? A whole lot of shooting stuff and not a whole lot of big stuff, David. Not even so much as a troll level 5 fallow. Just 4s. That'll work. Do tree stands prevent hunting pressure as much as tripods do? Yeah, tree stands, ground blinds, layout, waterfowl blinds, the permanent hunting towers and hunting blinds, all them, tripods I should say as well, all them let's just say reduce hunting pressure the same way. It's not presenting or preventing technically. I had that exact same issue with the wild boar. I think ultimately I ended up finding some elsewhere and like spooking them through the area or something. I tried like crawling backwards and calling them for forever and it just was not working. Small. Nice explosive. My best fallow, 270.2, 270.5, something like that. That's a lot of hours, Hatchet. I don't know how many hours I put in a year. It'll be certainly less this year than other years, just specifically because of shadow reasons. Best spots in Silver Ridge? You know, like any other map, the lakes obviously are really good. Silver Ridge is a little bit unique in that animals such as pronghorn, Rocky Mountain elk, turkeys. I don't know if plains bison do. Anyway, those ones that I named and maybe some others, mountain goat might, they feed all throughout the day. So open fields is going to be a good area to encounter animals feeding really at any time outside of their own drink time. Game needs Hogzilla, maybe would that be a wild boar or a wild pig? Great one. Robo, thank you for the super chat. You should try to get a diamond red deer. I hope your game end day goes great. Well, thank you, man. Hey, we're on a red deer map. You never know. We might be able to find one. Fairly certain I got stalked by a cougar a couple weeks ago. I could hear it walking in the brush following me, so I shot into the end of my 16 gauge to spook it off. It's a little creepy. Those guys are hard to fight off, I hear. One day, Mel, I'll end up doing the same. I have that nice little albino. It kind of bugs me that when I shot him, like, he looked leucistic because at the time they were showing incorrectly and they had the leucistic skin. I just kind of, I don't know. It's sort of the same as the backwards twisted mule deer rack. I don't like that they look different in the lodge than they did when I shot them. Does that make sense? Can you hunt SRP? Not today. We've been on SRP actually a couple times recently. Wanted to switch it up a bit. Are light brown turkey on Te Awaroa rare? Nah, they're more or less common. Where's that level 5 muley just to inspire Will to go grind more? Definitely not. Rub salt in any wounds. Nice, Amber. Got a 265 fallow piebald. That's awesome, dude. I'd love a super rare fallow. I don't know that I'll grind for something to that extent. I just, you know, a gold rare would be enough for me other than an albino. I just want pie or mela. But super rare would kind of be the dream there. 308, Paul. Need a map based in Asia? Yeah, there's a lot of potential for cool species. I don't know why he is getting ready to spook, but we're just gonna send it. Oh, that was way too low. Wow, I'm really good at this. Hi, welcome back. Gonna go crazy right away. I cannot hit it. Alright, it's fine. He deserved to live. Ripple, thank you again. Gotta go back to school. Have a great stream. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Maybe inspiration is needed. Hey, sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that is all. A little motivation to go and put in some time and something will show up. Have you got the Sombra Wolf? Yeah, the stream where... Nah, I shot the Phantasma in a video. I think somebody told me, like, how to go get it during the stream, and we did the missions that way, if I recall. Also, if I recall, it fled for like 12 years. Took forever to get it. Why am I so bad? At least we hit that one, goodness. What has happened? Maybe I should have taken the 223. Professional indeed, mistress. Just wanted to say, love the videos, keep up the good work. I'll definitely do my best, man. Thank you. I get that. Devil, that makes sense. Thanks for being so cool on that Hirsch hunt the other night. Oh yeah. That was at the end of that hunt. I was trying to find a max weight fox, and then that one person kind of kept following me around, so I decided to head out, unfortunately. But that was her's just tough to hunt, so it was nice to have someone to just talk back and forth with in the game while, you know, looking at all the trees and no animals. My Phantasma became aggressive and walked right up to me. I think they're programmed, the Phantasma, to go aggressive. What's up, Alfie? Thanks for the super chat, man. Good to see you. How do you get the Somber Wolf? It's the... oh, it's one of the guys' side missions. I can't think of his name. It's a guy, not a woman, side mission. I cannot remember who it is. Scandinavian map would be cool. So there's Hemmeldal, at least in the Hunter Classic, that's Scandinavian, which is pretty neat. No, Brock. That's, I don't know where the concept for that theory kind of came from, but what I will say is, like, it can be a good idea to try to go around and locate your zones in the sense that, you know, you might have a great one already sitting on your map, but you don't need to find all your great ones to do a... or, sorry, you don't have to find all your zones to do a great one grind. Finding all your great ones would be great, but you probably only have one to begin with. Does Call of the Wild get boring for you sometimes? I'd say rarely, especially now. Like back, say before I moved to this house, so 7-8 months ago. When I was in my apartment, I didn't have a whole lot better to do. So, you know, I probably am just gonna... Whoa, oh, that was you dumping food in there. That scared me. Did I drop both those black buck? Oh, what a life. Anyway, I would just kind of go in multiplayer and, you know, look for cool stuff or grind for great ones or whatever in my apartment. Since getting here, you know, whether it's taking care of Shadow or going fishing or, you know, trying to improve hunting habitats, such as I'm planning on getting some red osier dogwood planted soon for better deer, pheasant, turkey habitat, all that. A lot more to do. I'm playing the game less anyway, so that just makes it less boring for me, as, you know, I'm less frequently already playing the game. The ghost! The bucket ghost, he's back. Followed us to another place. That's fitting as we're getting ready to do a faux camping trip. Is it raining outside?
Yeah.
Man, I was gonna go fishing again. Hey, that's right as Will asked. Hitting the creek again this evening. I might, just for the fact that it's so darn hot in this room.
It's not raining outside.
No, it's not terrible. I might, we'll see. Might be a good time, because it's lightly drizzling, might be a good time to throw some wax worms again. I prefer lure fishing, because I feel a lot more accomplished when I catch a fish that way. Those little panther martins that I was using today, they get fantastic action in this creek, even in some of the slower moving spots, because sometimes, like with a rooster tail or some heavier spoon type lures, the action's not that good, especially if you're not fighting the current. So maybe that's just going to be my solution, use that panther martin and throw it some other places. I took Shadow with me today. I did get a tick off her when I took her in the bathroom to rinse her off real quick because she got real muddy. But it didn't seem to be too bad for ticks. It was just cold though, so I don't know if we went out again, if it's going to be warm enough that they're moving around. Show your graphic settings. It's just ultra preset. I can show you, but nothing special. Alright, let's see. See if we can smoke some of these guys. I thought there might have been a 4 left. That guy? No. That does count as smoking one. I'll give it that. My God, look how many males. You'd think we could get a rare somewhere out here. There was a 4, by the way. That was epic. Huh. I don't know if he slowed down or if I just kind of misjudged that. Why am I bad at this game? Sometimes standing still and shot right underneath them. Try to rush it. I guess 2's fine. Got a buddy who swears by Panther Martin lures for trout. They are pretty good for trout too, in my experience. Like especially narrow streams, narrow bodies of water. I've had good success. Like I said, I think it is how quickly and how defined is probably not a good word for this, but like how defined the action is. Versus, like I said, with a rooster tail in certain circumstances, for lack of a better term, you kind of get sometimes where like the spoon's not spinning, so you're just kind of dragging the lure along, and it just doesn't look good. You should make a video on the 470 Nitro. One of these days I'll have to go after Cape Buffalo or Water Buffalo or something with it again. Maybe Plains Bison. Maybe I'll go after Euro Bison again. I had a heck of a time chasing them for a little bit there on Hirsch. Of course, getting an albino makes that easier to enjoy. He took a dirt nap. He just kind of gave up there and almost like... It's like his knees didn't bend. His legs stayed straight. Trout magnet and cast match or slay trout. I've never had much success with any of the trout magnet stuff. They do have what appear to be like imitation wax worms that I've had success with, jigging in like a deep, really slow moving hole. But I feel like I could probably say that about a fair number of things jigging in that particular scenario. I like their stuff. Like it's a magnet to my eyes. Like, oh yeah, that'll catch trout. I almost buy it, and then I never catch anything with it. It's the same as turkey decoys. I've really had to refrain from buying one this year because I have too many. I don't need them. The ones I have look plenty realistic, but I see them and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks like a turkey. That'll get one. As if I don't already have decoys for some reason. They often say the lure often catches the fisherman, not the fish, and that's the same for turkey decoys too. Why am I'm about to start using like the 243 or something. This is bad. 8 to 11 ace. Are multiplayer servers okay on PC because they're messed up on console? Yeah, outside of the frequent hackers and stuff that you run into in multiplayer, they're fine. Good spots for pigs on this map? Are you going back to Te Awaroa? We have switch maps for the last portion of the stream. Assuming you're talking about Te, the southeast is fantastic. There's a big rack out there. What is that? Would have been funny if that was a great one. Actually, you know what? I remember seeing this mythical. I think there were 3. Yeah, there's one there, and I might have shot the other one. They're both weirdly uneven guys. If they just switched around their antlers, they could match. How to fix the whitetail jackrabbit drinkstone? It takes 2 lines. Other drinkstone can't register. Wait, I don't know what you mean. Oh no, I gotcha. I don't know if there is anything to do to fix that, to be honest. I guess it's just kind of something you have to live with. Okay, that was a tough shot to squeeze in there. Maybe there's a 3rd mythical over here. Maybe I didn't shoot it yet. I don't know. Couple of 7s too, though. I want a turkey decoy like that guy had on Meat Eater. I wish I was good enough. Did you guys hear that? Was that outside?
What?
Like a wind blowing through a... Like, almost like through a window, like whistling. So that was in the game? I've never heard that before. What if that was the sound that played when a great one stepped out? How cool would that be? Anyway, what the heck was I saying? Oh, yeah. I wish I was good enough at turkey hunting to kill enough turkeys to put a decoy like that together. I always wanted to. I have shot 2 jakes, and I was going to make like a fan thing out of the second one that I shot, and then I don't know where that one ever ended up at. That rumble? Nah, it was like a whistling wind. What happens if you mess up the bear off Medved? You'd get a gold instead of a diamond. I wish I was good enough. How relatable? Eh, don't we all? The ghost. I'm gonna sleep with one eye open. Not really. I get way too tired. I sleep like an old man. Come like 9:30, I'm like, yeah, gotta get to bed. Gotta be up early in the morning. The noise I heard was a truck passing by. It's possible that's what I heard. I really want to believe that it was a great one that stepped out and it was the wind whistling through his viney antlers and I just didn't see him. So I choose to believe that. Easiest red deer map? So this is a... there's no straight answer, I guess, to that question. Te Awaroa generally is considered the map where you're going to kill the most stags in the least amount of time. But you also have to deal with hunting a lot in the dark. Their drink time starts at 1800, so you get about 15 real minutes, probably more like 10 until they're in their zones, and then it gets dark in game. So the next 30 minutes of their drink time is after it's dark. Lots of stags at those lakes. A lot of successful grinds have been done on Te Awaroa. But, you know, just keep in mind, for me, I just can't do it. I don't like hunting at night. So, for me, it's Quattro Colinas. The wolves do spook red deer, but it's very rare. I think there's one lake where I have wolves sometimes spooked red deer, and it's like 1 out of 10 runs. And I'm going to say it's 5 to 10% less red deer. It's not much. And it's all in the daytime. What predator would you like to see as a great one? So there's... Lion, I think, would be my favorite. There's a good argument to be made, because they've done red deer and whitetail specifically, that they'd continue to do base game animals so like more people can try to hunt them. Coyote, I think, would be neat. Black bear, red fox, maybe? Like... God, I wouldn't want to grind for that, but... I think that could be a neat idea. After grinding both, I prefer Quattro. I did obviously grind Tay some when we were still thinking like, you know, maybe it's fallow deer, maybe it's red deer. I'm just staying here and grinding both. I didn't dislike it necessarily, but I definitely prefer Quattro as well. It's just, I like to be able to see what I'm shooting. I don't want to shoot a mellow by accident and not know it. Good job, Acid. That's great. Are moose great ones? There are no great one moose at the moment. What are you doing, you... What on earth? Big smart. Is there a new fur variation for wolves? So, Mel, weren't you talking about that in Discord? There's like a dark gray or something that's actually rare? I have no idea why. It seems very strange for them to do that, but apparently there is that dark variant or whatever it's called. Got 2 leucistics today, nice. Is there women's American football? There's something similar-ish, but not like... There's no women's league for... Say like there's the WNBA versus the NBA. There's no, you know, WNFL or anything like that. No, 100% Mel. So they did the whole thing. Like, I think it's the reason light brown turkeys are common now. Because light brown, I don't know, elk are common. I think they try to make stuff correlate there. So the only thing I can assume is dark gray for, I don't know if it's mule deer, like what, I don't think mule deer have a dark gray, but whatever animal has a dark gray is I guess rare. So they just made dark gray wolves rare too. Not a fan of that particular move, but, you know, I guess it adds another potential variety for rares. Where'd that big fella go? Should be along, I think. I got my first diamond. It was a moose. That's a cool first one to get, I gotta say. Big old majestic moose. How long will it be till you know what the new reserve will be? I feel like it's sometime late May is usually when we find out. They kind of start dropping clues and stuff, and you know, we slowly kind of start to piece things together. Is there foxes in America? We have red fox, gray fox, and I believe Arctic fox in probably like Alaska. Did you see Scarecrow's moose? I did. Pretty solid. That's what I thought it must have been Mel, because I remember shooting some of them in the past, and you know, they always just all said common, so you know, made note of the difference, and that was that. But I did notice I never see them anymore. One of those days, Will, I actually, when I was out today, I did bump a couple of deer. I didn't see any turkeys. I caught a fish, but, you know, not quite the amount of things you saw. I saw a hawk, if that helps. But there are just days when animals are out. If I'm driving to, you know, mom and dad's to go deer hunting, and I see, like, multiple rabbits or deer or squirrels and stuff out and about, I'm like, yep, there's something there today. Today is the day. I don't always kill stuff, but it usually does end up being a good hunt. Something in the air, I guess. I don't know. I think there's black buck down here still. Look at all them zones. Something about photosynthesis? I think you're a plant, is what they're trying to tell you. A big old Brussels sprout. How's Shadow doing? I don't even know what she's doing. She eating something? Did she? As she does. I was wondering what was happening. Hard to, you know, keep putting her in her kennel when she gets so anxious she like throws up or whatever. Oh dear. What animal should I hunt for today? Mule deer, since we just shot a nice one. I'm feeling mule deer. Second Africa map? I am all in on the idea of another Africa map. I feel like we need it. You know, you look at Virunga Savannah, it continues to be one of the most popular, most hunted maps in the game. I understand that a new Africa map from like a business perspective or from EW's perspective would take away from Virunga a bit, but I also think it's bound to do really well because Virunga is so popular. Finally getting those long distance shots in, by the way. About to get on the metro, but what did I miss? For the entire stream? A bunch of average size stuff. We haven't seen anything big or rare, unfortunately, yet. Later, Acid. If I get the Great One Whitetail, what should I take it with? You know, originally I thought I was going to keep on trying to make things tougher and tougher on myself when it came to trying to shoot the Great One. Like originally it was just, you know, shoot a Great One Whitetail with a bow. And then I had planned trying to go longbow for the red deer, and eventually I was gonna, you know, keep making it more and more difficult. I don't know that I'm gonna keep doing that. I think I might try to keep things unique, but I do intend to keep using the Hawk Edge. So where I'm going with this is pick a weapon that you're comfortable using, but something that's maybe a bow that's going to get you close range, a crossbow, you know, something that you get that close encounter with it, because it is neat to get up close and personal, but I don't think it's necessarily, you know, required to do something crazy. Ah, that's lame. Shot a level 5 mountain goat but a troll. They don't troll too often. It's always unfortunate when they do. I think if they put a whole new group of animals in a new Africa map, it'd be a smart move. No, I'm with you. 100%. Now, it's likely they would repeat something, whether it's lions or Cape Buffalo. I feel like Cape Buffalo being repeated would almost be expected. Like, I wouldn't be upset with that. Or even if, aren't there water buffalo in Africa? Even if they copied Parquet water buffalo, I wouldn't mind. But there are so many unique species that it, you know, they should to some degree be expected to have an entirely unique lineup, or mostly unique anyway. You know, not a Mississippi thing where it's only, I think, 2 completely new animals. Like, you know, gray fox has the red fox relation. Obviously, whitetail were on a map. Eastern turkeys, we had Merriam's and Rio Grandes before. Rabbits, we've got rabbits. You know what I'm saying? So, if they were to do an Africa map like that, I think there'd be disappointment, but like you said, if they did a unique... What? Okay. I don't know what it's doing. If they did a unique lineup, it'd be good. Anyway, with a lack of big males, guess we'll jump over here. We got like a minute left, see if we can get something, but... We have fast traveled here and killed a diamond black buck to end a stream before, so perhaps we'll repeat today. We shall see. No, just got level 3 Monas troll whitetail. Ron McTube had one of them as well. That is massively unfortunate. Do we shoot a duck? Might shoot a duck. Oh. Or where art thou, small male, small maleo? Greater Kudu's a must-have. If there is one must-have, if they were to do another Africa map, it is probably Greater Kudu. Not only because, you know, they're incredible and look amazing. If there was a big disappointment when it came to Virunga, it was the Lesser Kudu, you know, and the fact that they weren't the Greater Kudu. I felt like, if I remember correctly, there was like a perception that Kudu were going to be there, but maybe it wasn't known they were Lesser Kudu. Or maybe it just was like, why can't there be Greater Kudu instead of Lesser Kudu? I don't know exactly how that went, but a lot of people, there's a common thing you'll see, like the Kudu are way too small. It's like, well, no, not really. It's just that they're the lesser variant, the not cool one. It depends on your monitor, or your screen, I guess I should say it, bottom boy, since you're on console. Like, Kyla's got probably a 10-plus-year-old TV as a monitor, and it's very dark even with the gamma turned all the way up. So I'm sure it can be very difficult to tell what direction the animal's facing. Mine's pretty bright. I don't usually have too many issues. Do you keep the same scope on each gun, or do you use multiple scopes? Normally I run with the Argus all the time. Earlier, I'm carrying the Hyperion, specifically for circumstances where I'm like really close and I need to make a bunch of shots. So there were 5 Fallow deer all close. I put the Hyperion on for less zoom because I need a wider field of view, and the zoom is not so necessary. No way, Nuclear. That's still an incredible trophy, but that's unfortunate. Trolled by a ton, too, at 182. What gun for the black buck? The Mosin. What the heck? Oh, that's the female. Okay. Anyway. On that note, no big males, lots of stuff down for future respawns, that's for sure. Hopefully something good shall show up from all this. I don't know when we'll make it back to Parquet. I'm sure we'll be on Te again, chasing Fallow sometime in the fairly near future, though. But yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for all the support. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video, if you missed me saying it earlier. One of our best classic hunts in a very long time. Bye!